987 Home Radio Davao. Feels good to be home.
Home radio time. It is now 9 o'clock.
Time check is brought to you by the newest food delivery service app, Retriever, your best friend in the city. Dabawen nyo ni Atu Ani. Simulan na ang ating pagiging mag-best friend. Pwede nang i-download ng mga Android users ang Retriever app via Google Play. Like us on Facebook and follow us on Instagram and Twitter at RetrieverPH.
Sa gitna ng pandemya, palakasin ang resistensya. Siguraduhin ang 7 hanggang 8 oras na tulog. Kumain ng masustansya at manalangin. Isang paalala mula sa MX3. Be extraordinary with MX3.
Ano ang kwentong MX3 ni Doc Nina Rodil, isang dentist?
For me, MX3 helps me to be the best version of myself, from being a mother to being a dentist and a disciple of Christ.
Doc Nina Rodil naniniwala sa MX3 na sabay ang proper diet, exercise at MX3. Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Bagong hamon na naman ang nangaharapin. Kahit anong nararamdaman, lahat ay kakayanin. Sa tulong ng may kabala sa atin ay nagmamahal with MX3. Tayo ay extraordinary. Araw-araw MX3 para extraordinary. Without complete gama na sa kaputong original at natural na suplemento with MX3. Capsule coffee and tea. It's for you and me. With MX3, tayo ay extraordinary.
Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
Don't you just want to run away for a day or maybe 2? Away from the stress and the noise? We have the perfect place for you. Real Place, located in Lorega, Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon, offers a guilt-free and wallet-friendly escape away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Coupled with a wide selection of iconic dishes, this resort is perfect for rest and recreation. For reservations, they're open at 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. So what are you waiting for? Tara na, sa Real Place na ta! Looking for affordable and hassle-free car and van rental services? MIB Rent-A-Car is the answer. They offer great value and guaranteed discounted rates among the rest. For fast booking, you may contact 0917-717-7200 or you can visit their office along Main Road, Gold Street, San Rafael, Marfori Heights, Davao City, with office hours at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. MIB Rent-A-Car, your answer to your car rental needs. Are you living in fear? Are you losing control? Do you feel helpless and scared? Calm yourself, because help is at your fingertips. At Carpalo Consulting, we believe that you deserve to be free. We believe that you're not defined by your past. You are prepared by your past. Come and journey with us, and together, let us unleash your power to create a joyful life. Check us out at www.carpaloconsulting.com. Again, that's www.carpaloconsulting.com. Let's chat.
Maging ligtas sa araw-araw. Gawing bahagi ng new normal. Dumistansya ng 1 hanggang 2 metro. Kaligtasan pahalagahan. Maging disiplinado, sumunod sa social distancing. Paalala mula sa 98.7 Home Radio Davao.
I've seen 1,000 faces, been in and out of places, but there's no place like home. Memories, melodies, thoughts that make me smile. It feels good to be home. It feels good to be home. Home is where my heart goes singing la-di-da-di-da. Love is overflowing, the sun comes shining. Home radio. Home is where my heart goes singing la-di-da-di-da. to be home at Home Radio.
Panaw, isang salitang patungkol sa isang pagbiyahe o pag-alis. Mindanao, isang islang taglay ang likas na magagandang tanawin. Tourist spots, masasarap na pagkain, mga biyayang higit pa sa turing nitong Land of Promise. Panaw na! Kailan pa? Now na! Tara, sama-sama nating tuklasin ang Mindanao kasama ang lakwatsero at lakwatsera dito sa Panaw, Mindanao.
Sa pagtipisok, batok sa pagkadamot, kali kita malanguna ninyuta, na napuno sa paglaom o mga damgo, kaya tinguhanin atong kaliwatan, ang paging kawas, pagbago sa kahintan. Unaiye, unaiye, unaiye,
Maayong buntag sa inyo ang tanan natong oras mga higala. It's now 9 minutes after 9 o'clock. Welcome to another Saturday episode of Panaw MindaNOW. Usa ka mainit pero ayahay na Sabado sa kabuntagon. Dagang salamat Lord, niinit na gyud atong mga hinayhay mga ugan na gyud karong adlaw.
Speaking of hinayhay, daghay gibaha no lo itong mga egsoon.
I just hope you guys are okay now. No, katong sa mga especially sa to ang mga flood
Grabe ang
stricken
ulan.
na mga kaigsuunan din sa dakbayan sa Davao.
True.
Maayong buntag usab, Jinkee Guinoo, Jinkee G ang inyong higala sa kahanginan. Kauban si.
Nalibog ko. May buntag Jinkee Guinoo. Yang gigreet yang sarili.
Ay, wala. Bungol ka.
Ayong buta mga higala sa itong mga sukitig paminaw diha sa radyo o sa Facebook. Inyong higala o kauban matagpanaw si page o ganina pud kita sa usa ka productive no nga Sabado og interesting nga kabuntagon kauban ang Panaw Mindanao og karong buntaga daghay atong istoryahan no daghan tay ingon pagani unpack no daghan tay pagahisgutan nga first for Panaw.
Exactly.
Kay tungod, this will be the first time we will be re-featuring the same guest that we had last week, no? Due to popular demand. Ayan.
Due to insistent public demand because there were so many concerns, questions that we weren't able to cater because given no nga usa ra magyud ta ka oras dinhi sa Panaw Mindanao hinaot mabot ang panahon na kaya na namo magduha ka oras or probably 2 days in a week. Right? So, sa panawagan, sponsors. Anyway, Paige, sama sa imuhang gi-mention kaganina, this is the second time that we featured the same episode, no? But, of course, this will be a more intensive discussion about what we had last Saturday.
Yes.
So, in a very short while, we will have, again, our RTT practitioner and coach Nowena Arquillano Piispa. We'll have her later sa mga by the way, sa mga buot nga mo avail si ang services. I actually sent some no of her profile, FB profile, add her. She replies very kanang very quick.
True.
So nay mga uban nga. By the way, atong gisgutan diri no katong those who are undergoing stress or kaning ginatawag natong post-traumatic stress disorder.
More on that later.
Exactly. Later, we'll have that one later. Sa pagkakaroon,
magsugod na siya sa iyang mga litanya.
Magsugod na ko
kada mogid ni siya nahimong kultura diri sa Panaw Mindanao nga dili ginato kalimtan ang atuang mga igsuon o amigo na ato ang kauban matag Panaw. Ayan.
Our loyal supporters atong mga kinakusga na mga tigpaminaw din sa 98.7 Home Radio. Again, make it a habit to listen, to tune in always to 98.7 Home Radio. And of course, tinita sa Panaw Mindanao Sub, like our page, by the way, like and follow Panaw Mindanao sa tuang FB page. And of course, diretso din ta sa 98.7 Home Radio.
Feels good to be home. And of course, right now, we're live at Panaw Mindanao's Facebook page. And kung naamoy oras, naamoy panahon, kindly go to YouTube and follow our YouTube channel. That's Panaw Mindanao. No, narito atanan ang atuang previous videos and episodes. So kung namin gusto i-catch na episode or interesting topic na dito atanan, so just go there on YouTube and click subscribe. Hit here to subscribe.
Alright, so good na ko, no? Actually, wapay alas 6 sa buntag na message na ko. Ana siya, good morning, Jing. Pakisali sa greetings ang imong Kuya Albert. Hindi ko naman kinukuya si Albert Di Hucos, ha? Albert and my daughter, Christine Micaela. Gikan kang Ati Ayin Halandoni De Hucos. Maayong buntag, Ati Ayin.
Maayong buntag.
And we're saying good morning also to our supporters. Daghang salamat kayo kay Ninya Cansino Pilapil, Saima and Tupe Pilapil of Dubai. And Junette Howe of Hong Kong. Bakit? Global ako ngayon. Jenny Nasilia, good morning.
Palaban.
Connie O'Malley of Ireland. And of course, to our ever-beloved staff of Real Place, Tessa Trinidad Bajo, Sir Jericho Rosales. Jericho Bajo, good morning, sir.
Tugpataba.
Nakakapiman ko. Anyway, maayong bundag sad kay Gretchen, Sharon, Ryan Roy, and kay Chef Nelson. Good morning to all of you and to the housekeeping staff of Real Place. Good morning also to Abby, Rudy, Angela, and Ingrid Conde of Dubai. Hi, and happy listening to Ana Rosel Provido Stephen of Pennsylvania. Piliora family of 479 General 479 Ali Malvar, si Ate Lovely, si Jau Daddy, good morning. Tantan Tony and si Hopi. Akala ko sino si Hopi, yun yung kanilang tuta. O, diba?
As in?
Ipa-appeal gid og greet. Anyway, mayong buntag sad sa ko ang tibuok banay diha sa Puan Moreno family, especially to Uncle Arturo Moreno Sr. and family. Happy birthday Auntie Ella Moreno. May you have more birthdays to come, and belated happy birthday to Auntie Celia Moreno. And we're saying good morning also to Ludel Cancio, to atong gisakyan na taxi kaganina. Ludel Cancio of Grey Wolf Taxi. And good morning to you, Gerson Tudlasan.
Daghan ng greet. Uy, kanang kuan mga friends, mga family and friends na very supportive.
Oy, home radiohan na late mig-in, so late mig out.
Speaking of, I want to greet Lady Jedboy, Kimby, Arky, akong mga kauban diha sa New Leaders for Development Youth. We have Fiel, Van, Eric, Ronald, Bye-Bye, Caprochi, Kaka Benji, Sir Mig Strosio, the rest of the Project CC team. We have Jay, Mary Joy, and we also have Kaka Kenneth, and of course my CDA Babies family, no? Nadia si Constantino Almario, Congressman Mayo Almario, Councilor Roger Pabio, Myla Modok, Jeffrey Medalla, and the rest, no, of the entire CDA team. Daghang salamat sa inyong pagsuporta, kay wala gyud ninyo gibiyaan ang Panaw Mindanao.
Okay, mapasahilo pa ko nimo. Anyway, napakoy gustong i-greet. Tapang anong dili man ni siya mo mute? Uy, mo mute de ka. Anyway, good morning to Ate Vicky Estoque. Hello, Ate Vicky. Ako na sa live karon te. Nahuman naman ang imong live. Good morning to you, Ate Vicky. Kuyugami sa Siargao. We have an open invitation in Siargao, by the way. And hi to Ana May Taguba of Ilagan, Isabela. Good morning also to Kleng, Lalaine Kleng Alcopra. Good morning to you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, doon na pa ba tayo mga nakalimtan page?
Of course, the General.
General Handy
My
Randy,
God.
good morning.
Miss
And Mia,
Karen.
alam mo si Mia, namimiss ko lagi tong si Mia. Good morning, Mia. I hope you're listening now.
Good
and
morning.
of course, to my beloved idol ha. Good morning to you, MD Tony Lambino, and to the rest of the Smoky Mountain members. Geneva Cruz, hi. Nakakatuwa yung ating usapan kagabi. At good morning rin sa'yo, Direct Jeffrey Hidalgo and James Coronel. And to the batch 2, Jason Angangan, Char Santos,
Yan.
and Shedi Vergara. And
Good
to the rest of the
morning.
SMFS family. Okay, overtime na atong greetings. Mga higala, we have 17 minutes after 9 o'clock in the morning. Mubalik ang Panaw Mindanao after this very short break.
987 Home Radio Davao. Feels good to be home.
Don't you just want to run away for a day or maybe two? Away from the stress and the noise? We have the perfect place for you. Real Place, located in Lorega, Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon, offers a guilt-free and wallet-friendly escape away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Coupled with a wide selection of iconic dishes, this resort is perfect for rest and recreation. For reservations, they're open at 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. So what are you waiting for? Tara na, sa Real Place na ta! Looking for affordable and hassle-free car and van rental services? MIB Rent-A-Car is the answer. They offer great value and guaranteed discounted rates among the rest. For fast booking, you may contact 0917-717-7200 or you can visit their office along Main Road, Gold Street, San Rafael, Marfori Heights, Davao City, with office hours at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. MIB Rent-A-Car, your answer to your car rental needs. Are you living in fear? Are you losing control? Do you feel helpless and scared? Calm yourself, because help is at your fingertips. At Carpalo Consulting, we believe that you deserve to be free. We believe that you're not defined by your past. You are prepared by your past. Come and journey with us, and together, let us unleash your power to create a joyful life. Check us out at www.carpaloconsulting.com. Again, that's www.carpaloconsulting.com. Let's chat.
I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
98.7 Home Radio Davao.
And go.
Go!
O karon ning balik na ta diri sa Panaw Mindanao atong oras 19 minutes after 9 o'clock. Ug sama sa amo ang gi-promise kaganina, we'll have our RTT coach and practitioner today. Live ni siya ha, gikan siya sa New South Wales, Australia.
Yan.
So sa mga nangutana, actually kaubanan ako ni siya sa una sa San Pedro Cathedral, usa sa di siya ka maabtik na youth leader ni adto. Unya, syempre kay di naman mi mga youth, mga hamtong naman mi. So
Kuan mo ka, ang tawag sa inyo kay once young once, ana.
oh yeah. So karon we'll try ha. Medyo naga-feedback ko kuya. Ayan. Mga higala, live diri karon sa 98.7 Home Radio, live diri sa Panaw Mindanao atong kauban ang atuang RTT coach and practitioner Nowena Arquillano Piispa. Good morning, Wawi. Murag natay
Good
gamay
morning,
na
Miss Wawi.
natay gamay na technical problem na mi see. Hindi naman ako naka-mute. Okay, ato ang ibalhin ning ato ang gamhanan nga atong gamhanan nga cellphone para atong madunggan si Wawi. O habang
atong
atong
siya basta live no, natay mga technical issue. Grabe ang kuan, pero yung pag
grabe
nila
mga hindi pa naman mas grabe yung last week.
Grabe to last week kay murag nagi problema ang kalibutan no.
Napila.
For this time, no? I'm pretty sure we'll have
she's already. Ganina pa na siya ready, uy.
Hello, Miss Wawi.
Yes. I think naririnig ko na si Wawi. Iaangat mo lang yung volume. Ayan. Good morning, Wawi.
Good morning. Hello.
Ayan.
Yes, hi, Wawi. Kumusta karong adlaw?
So it's a good day today. Yes, it's already 22 past 12 here in Sydney. It's a fine day. The sun is up. It's a good day.
That's actually great to hear. So,
Yeah.
Wawi, this is actually a continuation of what we had last week, and daghan kaayutag mga viewers diri sa Facebook Live, even listeners from 98.7 Home Radio nga nakatutok sa tua last week and actually requested, no? So this is actually a request.
In fact, last week no, grabe ang kuan sa tua, call, text, messages,
Yes.
everything. Kaya they were very interested sa topic ni Miss Wawi, and you know, it opened a lot of doors ba.
And it was also an eye-opener at the same time, Paige.
Kuan siya, kanaganing we try to talk about things na kanaganing people have been afraid to talk about.
Katong mga nasa in denial stage. But this time, my first question again with Wawi karong buntaga is, Wawi, I think nay mga uban nga like me, no, nga who are undergoing stress, however they're trying to take it for granted, set it aside, and thinking that it was just normal, mula bayra, unya matinga sila nga manigabalik-balik. So karon kay na familiar man ta kaga last week because we discussed about post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yes.
If you can expound a little bit more, Wawi.
Okay. Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Wawi.
Yeah, but before anything else, so atong balikan ang discussion last week. Last week it was really we ran out of time because like we have to really go to the details, right? So this week, how am I gonna connect it? Or let's just have a short recap on what we have discussed last week. So there are 3 things that we need to identify. What is trauma? As what you have said, stress, you equate that with stress. What is trauma? What is post-traumatic stress disorder? And what is complex post-traumatic stress disorder? So every day in our life, we experience traumatic events, which can happen in different levels, in different forms. Number 1, for example, for women, for example, as a result of being raped or being violated. Okay, for example, for an ordinary life, we can experience a car accident. Or, for example, for those who are in line of war or experiencing violent encounters, And then also terrorism, those who have experienced terrorism. And then it can also be a result of death of a loved one, you know, or normal teenager could be end of a relationship, kanang magbulag. And then there's a child abuse, there's neglect, and workplace bullying, for example, and then environmental disasters. And for example, sa Philippines, cultural and political unrest. Kaning mga traumatic life experiences na ni, kung dili ni siya ma-repair, kung dili ni siya ma-process, and maka-affect ni mag-piled up na siya, this can cause post-traumatic stress disorder. And then, kung dili ang kanang maabot na gani sa point na na-adapt na sa tao, nga naa na siya post-traumatic stress disorder, wala gihapon niya na resolved, then that will escalate to complex post-traumatic stress disorder. But, if we are just going to narrow it down, unsa man gyud ang mga sintomas na ma-experience sa tao nga naay post-traumatic stress disorder? Upat ka points. Number 1, kani nga tao ga-experience ni siya og intrusive nightmares and flashback. When we say intrusive, dili na siya gakaundang to the point na it already scares the person to go to sleep. Okay? Number 2, distorted belief system. So kung musulti ta, negative kay ni siya nga tao, maugyod na siya. Negative kay siya nga tao. In any sort, in any forms of life, pessimistic gyud siya. You know, pessimistic. And hyper-arousal, always on the watch na mura siya. Because for the sake of survival, he needs to really, or this person really needs to really identify parts of the environment that can cause him harm. Right? And ang ikaapat is avoidance, is disconnection. Okay, because it's too painful, it's too messy, so it's that person is losing the grip sa iyang sense of emotion. Wala siya feeling. So kung makasulti ta, that person is very distant. In a relationship, that person is very distant. In a relationship, that person doesn't show who the vulnerability of himself. Mao na siya diha. So kana siyang upat, magnified to the maximum level. Mao na siya ang symptoms sa post-traumatic stress disorder. Question, Jinkee. Is that alright?
Actually, I have something to... Yes, thank you for that, Miss Wawi. Actually, it was very important to point out what are the symptoms of PTSD. Kaya for the longest time, we often interchange the words depression, anxiety, post-traumatic stress disorder, and kanang because we constantly interchange these terms ba, madilyut gani iyang kabugaton, madilyut ang weight niya as a psychological injury. In fact, take away na ko sa imuha kagani Miss Wawi is when you mentioned hyper-arousal, no? Some of my friends call that hypervigilance. Na kanang very vigilant on small changes, very vigilant on subtle changes kay tungod as they say, no, the fear sa mga kanang mga trauma in terms of abandonment issues, mga unresolved issues, because of that, no, kanang it causes hypervigilance sa mga tao. It's somehow, if I'm not mistaken, Miss Wawi, considered ba na siya as a fight or flight response?
Okay, so when you ask about the responses, daay gitawag og flight, kanang you go away, you know? And then we say fight, kanang mo fight back ka. There's also what we call you freeze. Okay, you freeze or you float. Kanang di ka malihok, mo freeze ka kay naay kaunon naay incoming na danger. Or you fawn. There's 4 responses. You fawn. Fawn is F-A-W-N. Fawn is you end up pleasing the people around you. Alright? So those are the different types of responses sa mga tao nga naka-experience of trauma. Okay? But sa cases sa post-traumatic stress disorder, very strong ang tulo. Very strong ang tulo. It's either you fight, you fly, or you freeze. Normally, isa mo fight. Kung mangisog na siya, that's where you would see that the hyperarousal, okay, there's so much anger, right? There's so much anger in there. So mag-hyperarousal siya, ang yan tendency is to fight. Mo nang makita nato sa common tao, how are we gonna transcribe this into a common tao? Is kanang magrumintado gani ang tao, maugyod na siya ang explanation. Mag-amok ang tao. And then to the point, people will say, nabuang siya. That is the maximum. That's PTSD. Because that person, people who experience trauma feel powerless, they feel helpless, and they feel groundless. They are unable to see their capacity to overcome anger. They are not seeing their capacity to overcome the fear, and they live their life in shame and guilt. So, it's too messy. Kung ordinary stress, yes, we are stressed because there's so much things happening in our life na in a very short time of span. If we're saying that we are depressed because we are not getting what we want, that's the reason why we are depressed. We are not getting what we want. But when we talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, mauna siya ang epekto na sa unprocessed little injuries na na-experience nimo. For example, bata ka pa, teenager ka, nagbulag mo sa imong first love. First love is very important. Why? It gave you a bit of meaning of unsa ang ma-in love. You know, it's a beautiful state. But when nagbulag mo, and then nagbulag mo sa walay ayong rason, okay? Kanang nag-unsaga, because bata pa ka, it created an impact on you. If that is unresolved and you were unable to get support in terms of parents like explaining to you nga, okay, I understand you're feeling bad, experience it. Then know that you are very confident and you are this, magpagwapa ka anak ugma. Then that is already bridge towards your recovery. Pero kung wala kay kauban, when that trauma, you experience that trauma, then that can just instigate and escalate to post-traumatic stress disorder. Nga naman, what happened to you during that time, and it happened to you when you were alone. You're alone. Wala kay karamay. Kundi nalubog gani ka na ikaw lang isa, and then you internalizes everything. Ang kuana na is i-internalize magud nimo. Internalize nimo. Tanan nga mga panghitabo, it's brought inside. Imong gidala sa sulod. Imong gibury sa sulod. Mo nang 4 symptoms. Dapat mag-exist gina siya. Otherwise, it could just be depression. Otherwise, it could just be stress. Or it could just be anxiety. Because these 3 comorbid mental inability, kanang injury, mao ni siya, comorbid lang ni siya. Indication, kung nakakay PTSD, for sure, nakakay depression. That's why you are disconnected. Kung nakakay PTSD, for sure, nakakay anxiety. That's why you become hyper-aroused, like, hyper-vigilant. So, kung nakakay PTSD, for sure, nakakay stress. Okay, that's why you are having nightmares. Dili ka katulog. And all of these things just totally flawed your way of thinking. It's all in here.
Okay.
Yep.
So, sa pagkakaroon, Wawi, that was actually perfectly explained, but I actually my next question would be, say for example, if these symptoms are already present, katong mga symptoms na imong gi-mention kaganina, what would be the next thing to do or the best thing to do? Ang atong tubag, Wawi, sa ato ang pagbalik, gikan sa ato ang very brief break from our supporters. Atong oras mga higala na 33 minutes after 9 o'clock mo balik ang Panaw Mindanao.
987 Home Radio Davao. Feels good to be home.
Home radio time. It is now 9:30.
Don't you just want to run away for a day or maybe 2? Away from the stress and the noise? We have the perfect place for you. Real Place. Located in Lorega, Kitaw-Taw, Bukidnon, offers a guilt-free and wallet-friendly escape away from the hustle and bustle of the city. Coupled with a wide selection of iconic dishes, this resort is perfect for rest and recreation. For reservations, they're open at 8 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon. So what are you waiting for? Tara na! Sa Real Place na ta! Looking for affordable and hassle-free car and van rental services? MIB Rent-A-Car is the answer. They offer great value and guarantee discounted rates among the rest. For fast booking, you may contact 0917-717-7200 or you can visit their office along Main Road, Gold Street, San Rafael, Marfori Heights, Davao City, with office hours at 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. daily. MIB Rent-A-Car, your answer to your car rental needs. Are you living in fear? Are you losing control? Do you feel helpless and scared? Calm yourself, because help is at your fingertips. At Carpalo Consulting, we believe that you deserve to be free. We believe that you're not defined by your past. You are prepared by your past. Come and journey with us, and together, let us unleash your power to create a joyful life. Check us out at www.carpaloconsulting.com. Again, that's www.carpaloconsulting.com. Let's chat.
I may have some news for you. Go ahead.
98.7 Home Radio Davao.
And go!
O ang atong oras mga higala, it's now 9:35 a.m. O bago na to ibalik si Wawi, gusto lang ko mutimbaya sa ato ang mga nag-comments karon diri sa ato ang live stream. Maayong buntag kay Tita Tessie Gabuya of Pardo, Cebu. Maayong buntag diha sa imo. And di na ko siya mabasa page, pakiangat. Thank you.
Maayong buntag kay Miss Victoria Estuque, Mayana Isabela, Ami Rose Ikalina Justiniani.
Okay, good morning to you all. And kaganina, ang ako ang pangutana kang Wawi was, say for example, if these symptoms are already present, no, kay usahay, wa man ta kabalo kung kinsa ato ang duulan, unsa ato ang buhaton, unsa una to pagstorya, because sometimes we are afraid na basi ma-mishandle da. Di ba? Basig di ko niya masabtan.
Kasi it's a very sensitive topic.
It is.
It will,
it is.
if not handled properly, it will open many cans of worms ba? And you know, basin og ikaw pa ang mag-cause na noon nga
imbis ma-worsen. Yan. Imbis nga makatabang ka, what would be later ato sang pangutanon si Wawi kung ikaw tong nasa palibot anang tao nga naga-suffer og PTSD, unsa may maayong buhaton, unsa ba ang comforting words na
mga first aid, mga psychological first aid.
For now, kay kung di na gyud na matabang, then you will be needing professional help. So atong ibalik karon si Wawi. Yes, Wawi?
Okay, so ang atong tubag ana na mga question, duha lang man gyud, no? It's either ang tao nga hintungdan o ang tao nga nagpalibot sa anang tawhana nga nahintungdan, or is that okay? Kasabot na mo ana unsa ko pasabot. But okay, so adto ta sa una kung ikaw mismo ang tao na naka-experience ana nga symptoms. Because self-help can also be work like okay, or it will work. But normally, ang ato yung maano ana is kung how intense is your feeling of those 4 symptoms, then diha pud nato ma-magnify kung do you really need professional help. Okay, so mo ni siya to identify kung ikaw ni ang tao na naka-experience na ani na sign. Ang imong makita ana is mapansin na gani nimo na these symptoms are already becoming intrusive, adlaw-adlaw, walay pagkaundang, balik-balik, and the more nagkataas ang imong anger, for example, to the point na magrumintado na imong feeling, to the point na mupatay na imong feeling, or kung makita niyo nga to the point na dili na kamulihok, your life stops, for example, and you start hurting the people around you, okay? Because that's a reflection of for you hurting yourself. Makita na gani nimo each time you experience this, then you start observing yourself. Okay? Mauni ang pinaka mahimo nimo sa imong self. You start observing yourself. And ani man gud ang brain. Ang atong brain naay gitawag og frontal lobe kanang atong cognitive part sa atong brain, and natay gitawag na subconscious mind kanang naa diha hypothalamus, diha na butang ang atong emotion. Ang atong brain, how it works is, when the emotion loses the grip, walay mahimo ang logic. Okay? So logic is is nothing when the emotion is triggered. So, ang imong mahimo, kay kung kaning tao nga nag-experience ng PTSD, grabe ka magnify ilahang feeling. Kung musulti tag drama, drama maximum. Kung musulti tag anger, anger maximum. Kung musulti tag disconnection, disconnection maximum. So, maungi na siya full maximum. So, ang imong mabuhat is go back to yourself. Asa man ko, start where you are. Activate your senses. For example, dili ka makatulog. Ang imong buhaton, you prepare yourself that tonight, I'm going to sleep. It's already 7:30, it's my time to sleep. Imong i-program ang imong hunahuna. Okay, sunod, ang imong distorted belief. Musulti ka nganong ani ako ang response. Nisulti si Jinkee na magtaksi na lang gud ka. So unsa dili nanday ko nimo sundoon. Negative na ganyan na imuhang gawas sa imuhang mga responses, reaction na ganit na negative. Then you say, unsa day akong nadunggan? Activate your hearing. Unsa day akong nadunggan nganong ana akong responses. Sunod, kung musulti kag hyperarousal, unsa day akong nakita? Kani hyperarousal has something to do with what you see and what you smell. Okay? What you see and what you smell. Unsa day akong nakita, unsa day akong nasimhutan nganong na trigger man ko. Mo nang mag-hyperarousal man ka because smell and sight are the things that shared by the animals. Butang ta. Mga iro, mga iring, di ba? Taas na sila og mga pang simhot, mo sana sense of smell. Then, mo nang ang ilahang alert kay sila. So butang tag disconnection and avoidance. Wing kanganong naghilom-hilom man ko. Unsa day ang akong na-experience? Okay? Unsa day akong na-feel? So mo na siya, i-identify nimo kung ikaw ang hingtundan, i-identify nimo, use and magnify your senses. Kay diha nimo ma-balance out ang effect sa imong emosyon. Kaya ang imong emosyon niya flip naman, di ba? So how you can do it is dili nimo patuyangan nimong emotion. Okay, ma-feel na gani nimo hala nagrumintado ko bay. You can easily capture that. Dili jud ko mo believe na musulti ang tao nga wala ko'y mahimo kundi magpatay lang kung tao no. Because sometimes there is something in you that really says like, hala, hanga ka na ani, oy, nahangak lagi akong heart. Nagbuto-buto lagi akong heart. So diha nimo ma-experience, diha nimo ma-activate imong body. Hala, gihanga ko, kinahanglan ko og tubig. Then you drink water. Then you put your emphasis in drinking water. Now, akong sulti last time is maglisod gud ning tawhana kung siya mismo ang hingtundan. Why? Sa Philippines man gud, ang symptoms of stress, anxiety, depression, and PTSD is very common. Yawaan ka sa imong mama, labayon kag plato sa imong lula, unsa di mahitabo. That is a common picture in the Philippines. So, unsa may difference ana? But if you are the person who really notice that this something is not really right, kay makita na nimo tong 4 symptoms sa tao, ang imog yung buhaton, number 1, do not assume that the person needs your fixing. Ayaw pag assume nga ikaw ang makaayo anak niya. Okay? Number 2, do not engage with reason. Ayaw og ibutang imong kaugalingon nga magkadibatihay mo kay walay mahitabo. The more mabuak ang tao. Okay? Number 3, do not tell the person what to do. Ayaw siyag diktahi. Okay? Ayaw siyag diktahi nga naman. Kaning pagdikta, it makes the person powerless. Wala siya capacity. Mao na siyang na PTSD because the person lives in a life of powerless. Wala electricity yan kinabuhi. Diba? And then next, it is your responsibility as the loved one of this person to stay centered in yourself. Okay? Butang nimo imong power sa imong kaugalingon. Ayaw in town og jump dito to be a hero. Kay dili jud ka mahiro, mahimo jud kang butchered person. Right? And then, the next one is, stay in a safe space. For example, asawa ka, imong bana, naiingon aning experience. Staying in a safe place means, nagpaduol ka, pero dili nimo siya i-cover. Dili mo siya i-cover. Okay? Paduol ka, keep your distance to check that this person is in a safe space. Na wala, dili siya mag-harm sa iyang self. Ana lang. And, And pag-abot sa situation nga kinahanglan jud ka mo abre sa imong bakba kay di man gyud di mo makontrol imong bakba nga di ka makasulti. Limit your words, limit your statement to 2 words or to limit your interaction into 2 statements. Mauni akong na-mention last time. How are you feeling? Do not dare to name the feeling. Pangutan siya. How are you feeling? Unsay imong gibati? Unsa day imong gibati? Ana lang balik-balik. And then after that, mutubag na gani siya. Whatever the response is, like, I'm feeling like agitated, I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling like this, or I need to do this, or whatever the responses are, ang imong sunod question is, ngano man? Ngano di ay? Unsa? Diba? Unsa imong gibati, how are you feeling, and why? Those 2. If you needed to open your mouth, limit it to those 2 statements. Because anything that you would say can trigger those 4 symptoms that's already there. Yes? Does it cover it?
Exactly. Very well said, Wawi. Kasi I was supposed to ask, no, kaganina ako matunggi pangutana kung, say for example, kung ikaw tong one of the people sa environment atong nagasuffer og PTSD, unsa bay maayong buhaton, because there might be chances na imbis na matabangan, ma-worsen. But thank you for your answer. Now, sa mga nagpaminaw karon sa to ang mga viewers karon pod, no, diri sa FB Live, at least eye opener gid ni tanan sa atua. It can be kita tong nagsuffer og PTSD, or it can be kita tong kauban sa balay ba, kauban sa trabaho, amigo ba ka atong nagsuffer og PTSD. So very, at least Wawi, no, kanang sa kuang kabahin, it was made clear. Those are just the 2 simple questions, pero at least ang katong nagasuffer og stress or PTSD, makapagawa siya sa iyahang tinuod nga gibati, because there are tendencies also nga imbis nga mo open up siya, iya na nung i-isolate yang kaugalingon. Now, Wawi, having those said, my next question would be, now that you are one of the coaches, practitioners of Carpalo Consulting, how can Carpalo Consulting help? Yes, Wawi?
Yes, there was a voice interruption. Wala na ako nadungog. Unsa daw to, Jing?
Okay. So having those said, kaganina katong mga immediate treatment ba ang tawag ana, or
mga psychological first aid intervention.
Yun, yung mga intervention na gihatag sa mga nakapalibot atong nagasuffer og PTSD. Now that you are what do you call this, kaning usa ka sa mga banggiitan na practitioners and coaches diri sa Carpalo Consulting, how can Carpalo Consulting help, just in case if they want to reach out to you? Because there's actually, Wawi, daghan kaayo ang ni-reach out namo nangutana, but of course we cannot provide them answers in as much as we could. True. So how can Carpalo Consulting help?
Yes, so naay duha kabuk atong channel. Either they will liaise with Panaw MindaNOW. They will contact Jinkee, or they will contact Paige. Kung kinsa tong naay access kay Jinkee and kay Paige, they can through Panaw MindaNOW, or they can just go direct to my Facebook page. Find my name, Nowena Piispa, or you can just go to my Facebook, Carpalo Consulting Facebook page, or you can find it in Google. Google it, Nowena Piispa, and then you will find my website. It's www.carpaloconsulting.com. Ana lang, just leave a message there. And kung na may mga Facebook, send me a message through Facebook Messenger, or send Jinkee and Paige, like from Panaw MindaNOW, request to access my details, and that would be it. Yes.
Okay, so thank you so much, Ana Wawi, but don't put down the phone yet. I would like to read some comments here from our viewers, no? Nay usa diri ni affirm ana siya true gikan ni kay
Amiros Ikalina Hustiniani.
She said true ang
self-help and acceptance plus good family support system.
That's really very important, kanang good family support
Tinuod.
system.
Kay magsugod ba gud sa family?
Exactly.
Ang kanaganing the upbringing, mostly manggod sa kanaganing
orientation.
Sa Filipino setting manggod, kanaganing we often overlook ba ang unsa ganay impact sa ginaingon sa parents, kanang subtle nga action sa parents, gina-overlook na lang nato kay tungod we are always groomed ba sa mentality nga this is done for the purpose nga pagpadako.
Muni nakasanayan.
Nakasanayan nato ba nga kanaganing everything that your parent is doing or you are doing is for the sake nga kanang sa pagpadako sa bata, but we don't really kanaganing look on beyond that ba nga naa siya yung mga kanaganing undesired impacts, no?
Exactly.
The choice of words, interaction sa bata, in fact, ang mga games ay mga ginapadula sa bata, dato also play. Kaya katungod kanaganing the upbringing is, it's a melting pot of different things, no? And later on sa pagdako sa bata, yahamang guning madala.
True.
And more often than not, it could cause trauma, mga undesired reactions. Probably, siguro po ng reason nga sa Philippines ron, one of the leading causes of, death is mental health.
Exactly, no? Kanang when they suffer too much depression, murag kanang na siya ba? Kanang murag too much to handle na ba siya?
Yeah.
Bitaw?
And kanang we romanticize resilience, baka na ganing it's all in your mind, kaya mo yan, ganing we're all...
Dwell too much on that, no?
We are always groomed bang to be strong, no? We are kalaganing as Filipino ba kalaganing ato ang kultura padako tang dapat isog, dapat palaban, ambot nga di mo ta katipunero, no? Kalaganing we are always groomed nga dapat labanan nimo na, kaya nimo na nasa mong utok, it's a choice kanaganing we don't see mental health ba or psychological injury nga injury gud siya, nga samad siya, nga kailangan siya healing because we see it nga kanang very alien, no? Something nga wata kabalo.
Chances are no mudako ang usa ka tawo nga wounded, daghag unresolved issues in the past. Unya sometimes manggawas manggud na the moment they interact with other people outside the family. No, lisod siya sabton, lisod siya i-handle.
And it's hard kay ma-project nimo ay mo mga traumas. Kana ganing I
other people.
I heard one, I don't know Miss Nowena, I have a question, no, just to follow up. I read something on Facebook, no, nga duha ka butang. Ang first na ko nabasa is hurt people hurt people. Napoy isa, hurt people protect hurt people. So which is which?
Okay. So ang akong tubag lang jud ana, before anything else, trauma doesn't start with anybody, or it does not start or did not start with anyone. So ang imong na-mention kaganina about self-help and the family therapy and the family contribution sa recovery sa isa ka person nga nag-suffer ng PTSD, that is very important. Butang ta, kay kung ikaw ang pamilya nga aning person nga nag-experience of post-traumatic stress disorder, imong i-accept na kanang nahitabo sa imong anak or sa imong igsuon or sa imong papa or unsa man na diha kinsa man, dili na ninyo sala. Okay? Kaysa atong kultura, it's easy to pass the blame to our parents, di ba? But we also need to remember na our parents have experienced trauma themselves. That's why it becomes intergenerational trauma. Okay? And because they are not equipped to really handle those, because they buried it alive in themselves, they transferred it to their children. Unfortunately, kaning tao nga na naka-experience karon, mauna ni siya ang nagpakita kung unsa ang nahitabo sa imong mama o sa imong papa before nga wala na express karon. Mauna siya diha. So, if you are going to say, hurt people, of course they do. Because children who have been scarred in loving will make a scar by loving. Okay? So muna siya diha. Butang ta. Nganong naay mga lalaki na playboy kanang gamer unsa diha. Ngano man nakita man nila nga by playing games they find attachment, di ba? So it always goes back to that virtue of unsa ang gipangita sa tao. It's the unmet needs. Kaning mga unmet needs, wala lang ni siya na meet kung dili nasakitan pagyud. So kung naa na kay gipangita plus nasakitan pa jud ka, na magnify ang imong fear, na magnify ang imong kuan, ang imong kahadlok ug imong shame. But for example, ikaw ang tao na nakahimo kag dautan. Okay? Utang ta unsa may pinakadautan nga nahimo sa tao against sa tao, kanang pagkuha sa kinabuhi sa tao. Okay? Ikaw na initially when you did that with a reason. But because basic in you, you know nga ni kuha kag life sa tao, ni patay kag tao, for example. Do you think wala na ibalik sa imo? Ni balik na siya sa imo, di ba? So, imo nang ginabury kay ngano ginanam na nimo imong kagalingon kay I need to do this for the sake of doing it because I'm paid for doing it, for example. Then nagkaroon na ka og kanang numbness sa imong kaugalingon nga dili na nimo ma-feel kung unsa di ay ang imong ginahimo sa uban. But then mubalik man na siya sa imuha mo nang what you give away, it comes back to you. So the same like with trauma, it didn't start with anyone. Kung unsang imuhang nasa sulod, imuha gid nang ma-project sa gawas. And then the same lang, which is which, parehara silang duha. Kay walay right, walay wrong sa duha. Walay high o walay low sa duha. Parihara but in a different context. So dili nimo siya masulti na ay good or bad. No. There's no good or bad about this. There is only reality about this. And the only thing we can do is to really acknowledge that it didn't start with your parents and it didn't stop with your parents. But it would stop with you. Why? Because if you involve yourself, you involve the family, then that generational trauma, that intergenerational trauma that caused that PTSD will stop on you. So the whole family will be relieved. Walay blame kay papa, walay blame kay mama, walay blame kay lula, walay blame sa anak. Everyone is healed. Mauning nagpagawas na ng post-traumatic stress disorder, kay para eye-opener ni siya sa atuang tanan. Sa atuang tanan. Na maskin unsa pa kakahawod, wala kay mahimo kung ikaw lang isa. It needs to be done in a collective manner. Kay maskin pag na kay PTSD and you go to therapy alone, it's not going to work because you are going to go back to a home where you belong, where you need to interrelate with people. Kaning mga tawhana, you cannot say na, oh, okay, I'm going to change myself now, but when I see you, you need to change too. No, it's not that. It's not that. We need to acknowledge that there is something that is happening, and together we acknowledge our capacity to take this on. Putting the power back and putting the control back to the value of relationships, through the value of connection, through the value of your connection to yourself and connection to the people around you. Mawara na siya, ana. Yep.
All right. So that was very well explained again. Wag ganahan lagi ko atong the last sentence that you said na it should stop from you.
Yeah.
No, kanang wala na blame game ba, no? Kanang what normally I would hear manggod na this was brought by my we acknowledge that na huge part of it is your previous experiences, probably from your childhood, kung unsa pa bang uban diha, but I like it when you said it should stop and it could stop from you. So again, Nowena Arquillano Piispa, daghang salamat kayo, Wawi, sa imuhang generous time karong
Yes.
adlaw. I know ahead atang Australia og how many hours ahead ta, Wawi?
3 hours.
All right, so 3 hours. Again, thank you so much for spending your time with us. Ug sa mga buot mo reach out kay Wawi, I think na mention na niya kaganiya, you can reach us either me or Paige diri sa Panaw Mindanao for your kanang mga general inquiries na maduga ipasa na gihapon namo tamo kang Wawi. And if you want, you can actually directly contact her through Facebook. So ang iyang Facebook name is Nowena Piispa. So, you can just drop a message and she, depende kung wala pasyente si Wawi, then she can, or wala
Yes.
siya client, she can respond immediately. But just leave her a message because one thing for sure, she responds to it good, no? So, also you can visit their website at www.carpaloconsulting.com. So, Wawi, ayaw lang sa ibaba ang Zoom, and for now, we'll have to put you off air. Daghang salamat kay sa imong
Daghang
oras.
salamat, Miss Wawi, and thank you for the work that you do at Carpalo Consulting. You are a gift from God.
You are, because you know what, I've read the reviews of sa mga na handle ni Wawi na mga clients. You will really be inspired, and you will kanang kumbaga, it will really encourage you to undergo kanang sessions with her. And one thing for sure, no, kanang it will clear your cobwebs. Ayo dili man pud siguro nga isalig na to 100% sa iya, because naman pud gud tay ka ng task, no, para sa tuong kaugalingon natay mga angay buhaton, because she will help you how to get through with that stage.
It takes two to tango. Ayun. Miss Wawi, thank you so much, and for now we'll take you off air. Daghang salamat, and we'll get back to you in a few minutes, okay? Thank you so much. And right now, mga igsuon, it was a very wonderful and meaningful nga conversation with Miss Wawi. In fact, very humbling siya, no? Kay karaganing it puts into context kung unsa gid ang ato ang mga struggles, unsa tong mga kalisod, and how do we karaganing identify ba kung unsa ni siya, unsa no to pag-define, no? Kay panang
Kung saan pag-acknowledge, because especially sometimes we think na it's okay, this is normal, no? Kanabitang normal, wala ra siguro niya siya. Nga madugay kay magsige man dieg balik-balik, recurring naman siya.
Yes. And
So,
also kanang ang nagmark sa ko tumian si Miss Wawi nga if I'm not mistaken, she mentioned na people who were scarred by loving scar people by
Yes.
loving. Tinuod na kana ganing
unconsciously.
Yeah, we project our traumas, and sometimes no kana ganing we also have to understand that healing should not come from other people. It should start ganing it should start in you, in a sense bang the drive ba to be healed, no? Ang kagustuhan nga maayo magikan sa imuha. And then pa siguro mo abot ang other people to help you. Kaya dili man gid mo kaya maginusara, but at least ba that drive of wanting to be healed sa imuha magikan. Kay you know, it's difficult, but it's hard na ganing we project our own traumas to other people.
Nga, before ka maabot ang page ka, yung mag-acknowledge ka lang na, ay, yes, it's happening to me now. Nahitabo yun ni sa ako, kay na may uban good nga kanabitang, especially if they project bitaw a personality or a character nga isog, no? Nga someone someone authoritative, domineering, no? Kanang mga ingana ba? Nga, wala sila kabalo nga they will end up manipulative. They will end up toxic. Nya mura sila walking red flag sa ubang tao.
True.
'Di ba? So mao na siya. So ganahan kay ko sa to ang discussion karon page,
Yes,
because
it's very humbling. It's very humbling, no? And
on my part naman, parang it cleared my cobwebs, no? Kanang gawa sa na-educate pug ko, no, how to handle sa imong kaugalingon sa mga tao nga naga-suffer og ingana. No,
and how do we kanaganing
and
get
how
onto
powerful
terms?
are the words bitaw nga itong mabuyan, no? Kanang it creates either positive or negative impact, so we really have to be very careful, good.
And Miss Wawi put into context ba na kanaganing we have to get into terms with how we feel, no, and what we feel. Kanaganing kailangan nato lingkuran atong mangipangbati. Kay kanaganing as difficult as it is, no, dili gid ta kanaganing makapadayon if dili nato lingkuran atong gibati, and we talk to it ngano asli nagsugod, ngano kanya akong gibati, and kanaganing because of the things that we're feeling, nagsagol-sagol na ang kasuko, ang pagdumot, ang frustrations, disappointments,
maglisod
na paghilak, kanaganing
maglisod ka process,
and you have to sit with your emotion para makaibalugid ka asa ni nagikan. No, asa ni nagikan, og moving forward, how do I address this and how do I prevent this from happening again? Kay kanang si Miss Nowena galing nag-mention nga, if we don't kanaganing sort this out, if we don't process this, it will turn to complex PTSD. No?
True.
And it will be difficult kay tungod crippling siya, no? Maglisod kag function.
Tinod na.
Maglisod kag function, and kanaganing it will also affect how you talk to people, mingle with people, build relationships, Ana,
that's when you have that's when kana bitong building relationship becomes difficult for you.
True.
Unya kana bitong
kaya you're hyper-vigilant.
Exactly. And the two powerful questions lang gyud no sa mga nakapalibot. Dalawang tanong lang yun minsan kasi pag sanga-sanga natong mga pangutana which actually worsens no the feeling atong tao in town nga nagsuffer og PTSD. Kato lang, how are you feeling? Why?
True.
No?
I always tell that to my friends na when you want to help, no, when you want to help, kana ganing if you really want to know kanang kumusta ang tao, kuana, how are you feeling? Kay ang kita manggod sa Filipino no, na-observe gyud nako ni growing up sa kultura sa Pilipino, kana ganing we tend to kana ganing cross boundaries ba, no? And then I mean the intention is good, no? The intention is innocent, pero nagid tay mga butang na dili na tumabantayan ba, and tungod sa to ang gusto mo tabang ta, we intend kaya ganing later on we cause more damage than what we want, no? Instead mo tabang ta we cause more damage. That's why karon gani we want to correct kana nga Filipino behavior, no? And Miss Nowena actually opened our eyes na there's a way for us to do this, no?
And it's not yet too late pa.
True.
No, diba?
And
So,
it's really amazing no na when she said na PTSD did not start from anyone but it could stop
from you
and with you. Yan.
Tinuod. Okay, so usa jud siya ka bugat, very interesting nga discussion karong buntag nga mga higala, and I do hope nga daghan kaayo mog nakutlo from our guest speaker kay Nowena Arquillano Piispa diri sa Panaw Mindanao, daghan mog natun-an o ginaoton ta nga makatabang ni sa to ang day-to-day nato nga day-to-day journey nato sa atong trabaho, sa to ang pamilya, mga kauban nato sa simbahan baron or kauban nato sa katilingban, no? Kanang this will help us improve also kanang build relationships or understand good better katong mga tao nga niagi yung mga ingani nga kanang mga how do you call this kanang di man difficulty pero mga ingani na mga stress, mga struggles yun.
And speaking of mami, naa sa Philippine Star karon no, kay pa-end naman gud ta. Today is actually World Kindness Day.
Oh, uy, be kind because you do not nana sa Facebook, you do not know what that person is going through.
Yes, be a force for good. Ingon pag ganang Philippine Star, people remember how kind you were to them, so always choose kindness.
Yes.
No? Be a force for good.
O page, bago ta man ang hit page, buot tapod nako. Magsugod na po ko sa akong last data ni. Daghang salamat kay sa inyong pagpaminaw, Ati Ayan de Hucos, Albert, and sa ilahang anak na si Christine Micaela, ug daghang salamat na pod kaayo sab kay Ninya Cansino Pilapil, Saima and Tupe Pilapil of Dubai, Jeanette Howe of Hong Kong, Jenny Nasilia, Connie O'Malley of Ireland, Real Play staff, Tessa May Trinidad Baho, Sir Jericho Baho, o sa housekeeping staff, sila Gretchen, Sharon, Roy, Ryan, and Chef Nelson. And good morning to you. Og daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw sab. Abby, Rudy, Angela, and Ingrid Conde of Dubai. Ana Rosel Provido Stephen of Pennsylvania, Piliora family. Ati Lovely, Jau Daddy, Tantan, and Tony and Hopi. Og sa kuang tibuok ba, nagtibuok na akong pamilya diha sa Puan, Davao City, Uncle Turo Moreno Sr. and family, o kay Auntie Ella, happy birthday to you. Good morning, sir. Ludel Cancio of Grey Wolf Taxi, dang salamat sa imong safe nga paghatod diri sa amuan page. Jerson Tublasan, good morning. Kuya Leo Milyare and James Apolinar, maayong buntag sa inyong duha. At Tita Tessie Gabuya of Pardo, Cebu, and Tita Sally Chua of Pardo, Cebu. And lastly, Shoti Chu and Marlon Losaria, Big Boy Villarisa, Aying Valendes and Junard, and Ate Vicky Estoque, maayong buntag sa inyong, daghang salamat sa inyong pagpaminaw. Lalaine Cleng Alcopra, Mayana Isabella, and Joyce, good morning to you.
Good morning, no, daghan kaayog supporters ang Panaw Mindanao, and we wouldn't have come this far without your support. And unta magpadayo na nga kainit nga sa pagsuporta, no, the warm welcome, the warm support unta magpadayon ni siya sa mga umaabot nga adlaw, especially no as we enter a new year, and hopefully Panaw would enter a new year with you, no, ato ang mga kauban sa Panaw. Manghigala atong oras karon, it's 10:08 in the morning, and we want to say daghang salamat sa inyuhang kanunay na pagsuporta.
Pabol, Terry Jan, Baliling, good morning to you. Ayan o, ayokong mawala yung mga, ayokong makalimutan yung mga yan. Albert Anub, wait lang. Albert Anub and Amy Rose Halandoni, good morning to you.
Yan.
O kini, ang inyong higala, mapasalamaton kayo karong buntaga sa usa ka very interesting topic. Ug sa inyong katiguban, sa inyong walay puas nga suporta, dagang salamat kaninyong tanan. Kini si Jinkee G.
Inyong kauban matagpanaw si Paige, daghang salamat mga higala. Kini ang Panaw Mindanao and bye for now.
Madayaw Davao, Madayaw Mindanao.
987 Home Radio Davao. Feels good to be